Deborah for inviting me to have the opportunity to really address you all. I feel like it's a privilege when I get to be in front of our people and to really be here at home. So thank you, Deborah, for the invitation. I'm going to time myself to speak a very brief amount of time because I really am interested in a conversation and I want to give you the information that you need and that you want. So I'd first like to start out by saying that the reason why I'm really here and really why I'm a part of the HIV AIDS movement is because 28 years ago, my best friend died of AIDS. And at that time there were no antiretrovirals, there was nothing that could be done. And my best friend was my father. At that time, my sisters and I told people that he died of cancer. We had so much shame, there was so much shame and stigma attached to HIV and AIDS. All of the press and the media was all focused on white gay men, and our father was a black man. 10 years later, I myself became infected with HIV virus. I was in my 30s. People were like, well, I should have known better. I had spent so much of my time organizing AIDS walks and trying to educate people about things. But I'm human, and we're all human, and we're going to take risks. And so that's with each and every one of us. So I kind of forgave myself and continued to push forward because I too wanted to. So all of that really kind of led me to what I found is really my mission in life, which is really to do everything that I can to help bring awareness so that we can, have an AIDS-free generation in the very near future. And so a lot of my time is spent both behind the lens and in front of the lens, doing what I can to develop visuals, campaigns, and all kinds of different strategies, whether it's kind of big picture national campaigns, such as testing makes us stronger, greater than AIDS, or localized campaigns, such as that I work with NHC on, such as We're Not Taking It Lying Down, focused on Black women, or even here in Harlem in the South Bronx with Keeping 100 New York and working with the Iris House, because as their clientele is primarily women, 80% of those women, as you heard earlier, are infected by their real partners. So we've developed some really interesting campaigns targeting self-identified heterosexual men in their teens to early 20s to have them come in and talk about sex and talk about what's really happening in their community and having their peers participate in the program, really getting the message out in a lot of different ways. So I think it's important through all of these campaigns that we have the ability to empower people, to enlighten people, and ultimately to have the goal of having them take some action. And that action is to protect themselves, protect their partners, and protect them in the community. One of the things that I think that's really key, and while I'm called a social media expert, I think that the experts are the people in those populations and groups that know the most effective ways of reaching who they are. Whether they're transgender folks, whether they're heterosexuals, identified people, or Black gay men, it doesn't really matter. Whoever the target population, it's really important that we engage those populations in the development of the campaigns, that the images that we place with that campaign are authentic, that they are really engaging, that the messaging is appealing and appropriate, because I'm in my 50s and I do not have all the answers, so it's important that I or the folks that I work with, the amazing groups of people that I have the privilege of working with, really engage those people so that after all the research has been done, the focus groups have been done, and even the advertising or the images are really shown and tested with those target populations so that we do know if in fact they are effective or not. It's not, social marketing or advertising campaigns are not about putting together a little bit of text and a photograph and a condom or something on it, thinking that's going to solve the answer. It's got to be really relevant to the people in those populations and in those groups. And I also believe they should be love-based and not fear-based, and hence for the Iris House campaign in Harlem and South Bronx, we kind of keep it 100, love your life. Love your life was kind of the whole statement, And that's something that we all want and need and correlate to. So of course that's going to draw you in. And what it's about is really taking care of yourself and other people and spreading the message. So I think it's important to do this as we continue to raise awareness around HIV/AIDS, as we continue to educate people, and as we direct them to the types of treatment that are going to help all of us remain healthier. There is one campaign that I'm working with now as a spokesperson. It's unbranded HIV education called Campaign 90s, and myself along with Mondo Guerra from Project Runway are going out, speaking to groups and at conferences, encouraging people living with HIV to have open and honest dialogue with their medical providers to really figure out the best treatment plan that's going to work for them through their own lens. And the reason why I think this is important is because, again, it's kind of that one-on-one, really human-to-human interaction. And if we can role model by being out about being HIV positive, or being gay, or being bisexual, or however one determines how they want to define themselves, it makes people feel at ease and feel empowered. And if we can do it, they can do it. And that's what the real message that I want to send. It's not, social marketing is not necessarily just about an ad campaign that's placed on billboards or on websites or on pamphlets or what have you. It's really one-on-one interaction. Large, big-scale campaigns, some of which I've discussed before, but it's really that one-on-one interaction. I think that social marketing can be you talking to your best friend, you talking to your mother, you talking to your classmates. And that's what I really want to encourage, particularly the young people, to do in the room, because it's you are our future, and I want you to be here, and I want you to continue the legacy of greatness that we as Black people have imprinted on really the world and over history. My challenge is to really ensure that each of us do something every day to raise awareness and educate around HIV/AIDS. As far as solutions, there's so many things that can be done, and one solution won't fit all. But since we're here at the NAN conference, I would like to see, number one, next year, the very opening session to start off with a conversation about HIV/AIDS. That's the first thing we can do. This amazing network of churches and spiritual organizations that are affiliated. Every single website, the NAN website, should have banner ads with resources, with a dedicated space on the front page, with whatever the most current campaign is that has direction to resources and or any other things that can help people. That's not hard to do. The campaigns are there. They can be localized. They can be national. But we absolutely need to provide links to people so they get the information that they need. And again, the church is where most of us go and get our information, as we talked about before. So that is absolutely one of the key things that I would recommend. And with that, I really kind of want to bring it to a close because I have one more to get into what you want to talk about. But thank you for